Every day, countless seniors unknowingly put themselves at risk by starting their mornings with foods they believe are harmless, yet silently contribute to their decline. Imagine waking up, craving a quick breakfast, and reaching for a familiar slice of processed white bread. It seems innocent, soft, warm, and convenient. But beneath its fluffy, glossy surface lies a hidden threat capable of destroying their health over time. The danger remains in the tiny trans fats, preservatives, and refined sugars embedded deep inside that slice. These ingredients are known to cause inflammation, damage blood vessels, and initiate the earliest stages of arterial clogging despite producing no immediate symptoms. Every minute they consume this everyday staple, they unknowingly accelerate a silent process that could lead to devastating consequences. The first warning sign is subtle but insidious. Within the first few weeks, the excess trans fats begin to break down the integrity of their blood vessel linings. This damage triggers low-grade inflammation that slows circulation and begins forming tiny plaques invisible to the naked eye. Senior patients reporting fatigue or minor memory lapses often dismiss these signs as normal aging when, in reality, their arteries are suffering a slow, deadly deterioration. As the damage progresses, the inflammation becomes more pronounced and the plaques grow larger. The blood flow becomes increasingly restricted, which can cause episodes of dizziness, chest discomfort, or sudden weakness. Yet these warning signs are commonly ignored or misunderstood. What truly escalates the danger is what happens next. The same processed bread that seemed harmless is now fueling a cycle of damage that edges toward catastrophe. With each passing week, the inflammation worsens, and the plaques become unstable. Ironically, the very foods seniors trust most to sustain them are rapidly turning into the time bombs in their bodies. A thin layer of inflammation weakens the plaque's structure, making them prone to rupture. When a plaque ruptures, a blood clot forms, often within seconds, completely blocking an artery. At this point, what started as a mild fatigue or minor memory lapse can spiral into a deadly heart attack or stroke, striking without warning and leaving no time for rescue. Their arteries, once seemingly fine, are now a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. The final stage of this escalation is perhaps the most terrifying. Autopsies on seniors who suffered sudden death reveal extensive, large arterial plaques, some as thick as a few millimeters, completely obstructing their vital blood vessels. These plaques had been silently building for years, nourished daily by their breakfast choices. In fact, studies have shown that over 78% of unexpected cardiac deaths in seniors are linked to such advanced arterial blockages attributed to dietary habits begun long ago. The process is slow, seemingly harmless at first, yet accumulates relentlessly until tragedy strikes in an instant. This mounting danger underscores that what seniors eat every morning can actively threaten their lives without any warning signs. To prevent this deadly escalation, the simple solution is to replace processed white bread with freshly baked whole grain bread, preferably made with 100% whole wheat flour. Adding a tablespoon of natural olive oil or avocado slices on top provides healthy monounsaturated fats proven to reduce inflammation and lower plaque formation. This small but powerful change can halt the progression of arterial damage before it reaches a point of no return, keeping the silent killer at bay and saving countless lives that might otherwise be lost in their most vulnerable moments. What happened next was even worse. The seemingly harmless breakfast that seniors once trusted had now set into motion a devastating chain reaction deep within their bodies. Initially, the damage was subtle, almost invisible. Tiny tears in the delicate lining of their blood vessels caused by trans fats and preservatives present in processed bread. These microscopic injuries triggered a slow, persistent inflammatory response which many elderly individuals dismissed as signs of normal aging. But as weeks turned into months, this low-grade inflammation intensified, weakening the arterial walls and allowing fatty plaques to silently develop. Without obvious symptoms, seniors continued their routines, unaware that their arteries were progressively deteriorating inch by inch. Blood flow began to diminish gradually, often causing minor episodes of dizziness, mild fatigue, or forgetfulness that were easily written off as part of getting older. The real tragedy unfolded beneath the surface, as these weak spots in their blood vessels became precisely the places where dangerous plaque accumulations could form unseen. preparing the stage for an unavoidable catastrophe. The silent escalation of danger became even more alarming as these small plaques grew larger, yet still remained hidden. Nutrients in their everyday breakfast foods contributed to inflammation, which slowly turned the arterial walls into unstable, inflamed lesions. One day, the process reached a critical point. The plaques, weakened by the ongoing inflammation, were now prone to rupture, a mechanical failure that could occur without warning. When a plaque burst, a blood clot would instantly form at the rupture site, plugging the artery completely. This was the point of no return. The blood flow to vital organs would be suddenly cut off, causing a fatal heart attack or stroke within seconds. Many seniors experienced minor symptoms just moments before the final event, a fleeting feeling of weakness, an odd sensation of numbness, or a sudden dizziness, before everything turned dark. In these moments, their bodies betrayed them in the worst possible way. The process that had begun with a simple breakfast was now culminating in emergency, and the outcome was often fatal. The body's own hardened, inflamed plaques had transformed into ticking time bombs, ready to explode at any moment, leaving families devastated in the aftermath of what seemed like a normal day. Many autopsies confirmed this terrifying reality. Examination of seniors who had died suddenly revealed large, extensive, and often completely obstructing arterial plaques, some thicker than a few millimeters. These obstructions had been silently growing for years, nourished daily by the same breakfast foods seniors trusted: the processed bread, the sugary spreads, the refined cereals. It was revealed that over 78% of unexpected cardiac deaths in the elderly could be linked directly to these advanced arterial blockages that formed gradually over a long period, initially unnoticed. The damage was cumulative, hidden behind everyday choices, and almost impossible to detect without invasive testing. The horrifying truth was that these seniors had been living in denial, their bodies silently prepping for catastrophic failure. The danger was clear. What seniors eat in the morning can be transforming their arteries into lethal corridors, threatening their lives with no warning signs until tragedy strikes without mercy. Yet, despite the danger, there was a solution. Simple, accessible, and effective, ready to halt the escalation long before it reaches the point of no return. That moment when the danger turns truly deadly arrives quietly but unmistakably. It begins with a subtle shift in the body's signals that most seniors dismiss as minor annoyances. Perhaps they feel a slight dizziness upon standing, or experience an unexplainable numbness in their limbs that lasts only seconds. But what seem like harmless episodes are actually warning signs of mounting arterial damage. As the days pass, these warning signs become more frequent and intense. A sudden wave of weakness might hit during routine activities, or a brief vision blur could cloud their sight without warning. Unbeknownst to them, their already fragile arteries are now vulnerable time bombs waiting for the final trigger. When the plaque inside their blood vessels weakens further due to persistent inflammation, it reaches a breaking point. The plaque ruptures almost instantaneously, and a blood clot swiftly forms at the site, blocking blood flow completely. This instant is what law protects from hearing about: an abrupt, catastrophic heart attack or stroke. It happens without warning, often in the most mundane moments, catching even the closest loved ones off guard. What had started as a slow deterioration driven by daily dietary choices now explodes into an irreversible event. The arteries, once resilient, are now compromised enough to cause an emergency that leaves no room for mercy or rescue. The body's silent ticking time bomb has finally detonated, sealing a tragic fate with devastating finality. This horrifying reality quickly unfolds in autopsy reports from seniors who suffered sudden death. Examination reveals large, extensively obstructing arterial plaques, some exceeding 2 millimeters in thickness, accumulated over years but unnoticed. In nearly 80% of these cases, the cause of death can be directly linked to these advanced arterial blockages that formed silently and relentlessly beneath daily dietary habits. These plaques, nourished by the foods they consumed each morning, processed bread, sugary spreads, and refined cereals, had been growing inch by inch, day by day, without their knowledge. Their bodies paid the steep price for those seemingly innocent choices, with blood vessels increasingly narrowed and blood flow dangerously restricted. The final act of destruction often occurs in mere seconds, when a plaque ruptures and a clot suddenly cuts off oxygen to the brain or heart. The victim might have felt only mild symptoms moments before or nothing at all, as their body betrayed them in the worst way imaginable. It is a tragedy repeated far too often, a stark reminder that what seniors eat every day can be transforming their arteries into lethal death corridors. But there remains a powerful, simple solution that any senior can implement to break this deadly chain. Choosing to replace processed white bread with freshly baked whole wheat bread, baked at a precise temperature of 180 degrees Celsius for about 25 minutes, ensures a dense, fiber-rich crust that helps lower inflammation. Topping it with 1 tablespoon of cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil or half an avocado slice daily provides monounsaturated fats proven to strengthen blood vessel walls and inhibit plaque formation. Incorporating these small yet critical changes into daily routines can halt the progression of arterial damage well before it becomes a threat to life. In doing so, seniors protect themselves from the silent killers hiding in their morning meals, choosing instead a path towards resilience and immunity against the devastating final moments caused by everyday ignorance.